Hello everyone and welcome to another video. This time we're going to be looking at Liverpool Road railway station, which was located in the Castlefield area of Manchester. As a consequence of opposition from the proprietors of the Mersey and Irwell navigation, it had been intended to terminate the railway on the Salford side of the Irwell. A last-minute agreement brought about a change in plan. The river would be spanned by a two-arch stone bridge incorporating a cart road for the use of the navigation company. The real problem was how to cross Water Street. The levels would not permit an arch bridge to the dimensions demanded by the Manchester Highway Commissioners. The only alternative was a flat span across a distance judged to be too wide. William Fairbairn, in the quest of perfect fireproof mill flooring, had developed a parabolic T-section girder that could span such a distance. Thus, the River Street Bridge might be said to be the first modern girder bridge. The station itself comprised of a slightly curved brick viaduct that terminated in the slope that led up from Water Street to Deansgate alongside Liverpool Road. The viaduct fronted a solid brick warehouse, a construction that owed much to canal warehouses, beyond which was a low-level yard that was excavated into the hillside. There was a wooden transit shed at the viaduct end, on the corner of Liverpool Road and Byrom Street, and turnstiles gave access to coal drops at the end of the yard. Of course, at that time, goods traffic was considered the most important potential source of income, and for this the terminus was well placed in the midst of the Castlefield Canal and warehousing complex. Provision for the passengers was something of an afterthought. An existing warehouse on the corner of Liverpool Road and Water Street was purchased for the use of this station agent. A brick structure was erected next to it, incorporating elaborate door and window surrounds, and the whole thing being finished in stucco rendering, whatever that is, scored to imitate stonework. The most curious feature was the positioning of a sundial over the first-class entrance. The railway itself only carried first and second-class passengers, and each class had its own booking hall and waiting room. As the station was some distance from the centre of Manchester, most passengers purchased a handwritten ticket from an agent at an inn or hotel. Several routes of horse omnibuses then conveyed them to the station. A clerk in the booking hall exchanged a ticket for a counterfoil, similar to a modern airline boarding pass, and made up a waybill from the ticket information from the train guard. The train guard thus had a passenger list indicating class of travel and destination, the only check against fraud. The passengers proceeded upstairs to the waiting room, and licensed outdoor porters took charge of their luggage, being paid a set scale of fees. Indoor porters took charge of the luggage from the station platform and strapped it to the carriage roofs. The ringing of the station bell then announced that the passengers could go through the door onto the platform and board the train. The bell was rung as a warning of departure, but the actual signal was given by the guard's trumpet or horn. The original bell is still exhibited in the station building. The planning of railway buildings was clearly not so advanced at this time, as supporting pillars of the building prevented carriage doors from opening fully. Typical. The station buildings were extended in 1831 by the construction of a simple two-rod carriage shed on the top of a range of rooms along Liverpool Road. These were intended as shops, but due to the crap surroundings, were only used as offices. Beyond this range was a gate and a ramp leading to viaduct level. This was used to load and unload gentlemen's carriages, which were conveyed on flat wagons, a popular form of travel for those who could afford it. The Grand Junction Railway, Britain's first trunk line, was completed between Curzon Street Railway Station in Birmingham and Warrington Bank Quay Railway Station in Warrington on the 4th of July 1837. Through trains began to convey passengers from the station to Birmingham, and a separate booking office and waiting room were provided. From the 17th of September 1838, there were through carriages to London Euston by some trains after completion of the London and Birmingham Railway that year. This increase in long-distance services resulted in one of the first private railway hotels opening in Liverpool Road. Congestion required the opening of a separate arrival station across Walter Street. On the site of the former dye works, further goods warehouses were erected. Are you following me so far? Passenger services ended with the opening of an extension to the LMN line from Aldston Lane to Hunt's Bank. All the passenger services were then transferred to the new Victoria Station from the 4th of May 1844. Liverpool Road, which was turned into a goods yard, was developed under the ownership of the London and North Western Railway. An iron viaduct was constructed to provide access to Byrom Street Warehouse. It was soon followed by the Grape Street Warehouse. The goods complex remained in operation post-grouping under the London, Midland and Scottish Railway from 1923 to 1948. In addition to LMS goods trains, Great Western Railway locomotives worked their goods trains to Liverpool Road from Chester to Warrington. In 1948, the site was taken over by British Railways following the nationalisation of the UK railway system. When the station and warehouses were abandoned in 1975 by British Rail, very nice, the Grape Street Warehouse and surrounding buildings were purchased by Granada Television. Part of it was used for the Granada Studios Tours theme attraction, and other parts were used for the set of long-running British TV soap Coronation Street. The station building and adjacent historic railway warehouses now form part of the Museum of Science and Industry in Manchester, which is located in the Castlefield Urban Heritage Park. Throughout its history, Liverpool Road Station had retained a working rail connection to the operational main line, allowing heritage trains to run directly from the Manchester to Preston line in the museum station. However, the Aldston Code Rail Link, a network rail project to create a new connection between Piccadilly and Manchester Victoria, involved the construction of a new bridge over the River Irwell, which severed the 180-year-old link to Liverpool Road Station. After this project was completed, it was no longer possible to run trains in or out of Liverpool Road Station. The MOSI management had initially objected to the scheme. An inquiry was set up in 2014 to investigate the potential damage to the historic structure. In May 2014, Network Rail reached an agreement with MOSI in which the museum was to receive an undisclosed sum in compensation, and the objection was dropped. In March 2015, Patrick McLaughlin, Secretary of State for Transport, announced that the Aldston Code project was to go ahead and an estimated completion date of 2017. As you know, it's built. It was confirmed that the operational rail link into Liverpool Road Station would be severed as a result of this project, and later in 2015 the mainline connection was removed. So there you go, there is the history of Liverpool Road Railway Station, something I wasn't aware existed until I researched it. So I do hope you've enjoyed this video. Remember to like, share and subscribe, and until the next video, cheerio for now.